Hello. So, teacher LaShundra here with DaDa. Yeah, I dropped off the ABC. So if you haven't heard, they did like a little name change thing, so they're not DaDa ABC anymore. It's just DaDa. So kind of, a little short, a little simpler. So DaDa. So here we go. Yes, I don't have my light blue shirt on, but I wanted to go ahead and drop this quick video on a rewards prop type of thing that I do for my students in the classroom. So there's been some people that have been asking me about some more rewards and things that I do for the different age groups, things that would carry over to the older students and the younger students, because a lot of people don't want to just keep buying a whole bunch of stuff and clutter up your space. I don't recommend that either. I just happen to have a lot of stuff because I have a lot of kids. Just me personally, I have a house full of kids over here any given day on top of my own kids. So it's a given. Okay, so I am bringing you 6 different games and activities that I use in my classroom that you can really use for any age. So any age can really be incorporated with these activities. The first one, this is something that I've been asked about, and that's how do I make my class puzzles? So these were actually activity type packs that I bought at Walmart. I saw it in like the sticker section where they had scrapbooking, and it was a whole activity pack. See, on the reverse side, there's like some coloring that the kid can do. So I was like, okay, coloring and yeah, but how can I do this so that I can use it in the classroom and use it over and over? You can use anything. You can print off something off like a picture off the internet. I say do like the 5x7 size when you print it off, just to make it, you don't need a big 8x10, but like 5x7, print it off and cut it into little pieces, like some type of puzzle type piece, and put it together. They earn pieces. It can even be, if you know how to do those little Snapchat pictures of yourself with the funny filters or making a silly face. I've done that. So do a picture and then laminate it. That's the key. Laminate it and then cut it into, like, you can do squiggles or whatever, or maybe you're cutting it into triangles, whatever shapes you want to cut into, traditional puzzle pieces. I cut these into looks like Tetris type shapes. So this actually came where the underneath part is a picture itself. So you see the picture is a little, faded, as I guess you could say, not as bright as the pieces. Now these pieces actually came as squares. So they were like individual squares here, but I didn't cut each individual square. Instead, I cut it into like chunks, because I thought that would be better, because there's 24 of these squares, and I'm like, okay, 24 rewards throughout class, that is going to be a bit much. So I cut it into chunks, and they just tell me, I tell them where that they earned one. I said, okay, what number? They say put it on number 3, and I just put it over there. And then you see that's obviously wrong, but as they earn pieces and put it together, then they get to learn, oh, okay, we can move stuff around, and they put the puzzle together and it makes a finished piece. So this is what it looked like before I cut it all up. I wanted to use dry erase markers and color little pieces at a time, and that can be their reward. That's one way to go. So there's this part, and then what I would do is just cut out the little pieces. And so I'm going to cut these squares out. I'm going to chunk it up and cut it out like Tetris pieces or whatever. And then they get to earn the pieces to put on here to complete one. Here's number 2. The second reward system that I use happens to deal with a deck of cards. Now you can use a deck of cards. You can use, if you have like a die or 2 like dice, if you want to use dice, you can use it that way too. So this is what I do. I'll have the students pick a number, my older students. I'll let the older students pick a number. So I might ask them, okay, you pick a number that is bigger than 20. What is a number that's greater, bigger, greater than 20? And they'll give me a number, like the last class I had that I played this game, I'll just fold this out the way. The number they chose was 66. So I said, okay, 66 is your number. And then my student's name was Amy. So I said A and L for LaShundra. And then what we had to do is, it's kind of like that game. What is it? Is it called Blackjack? I can't remember. I'm horrible with card game names, where you can't get over 21. It's that card game. So you're playing it with the students. So I make it a big deal of shuffling the cards on the camera. So I'm shuffling it. All right, you ready? So I'm shuffle the cards up. I'm shuffling the cards. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Okay, here we go. You're first. This is your number. And then whatever number they have. So this is 3. So then they have a 3. So Amy earned a 3. And then I draw my number. Okay, are you ready? A 6. And so we just keep drawing and keep drawing until it normally lasts. Sometimes we end up playing it twice throughout class. That's the most we've had time to play it, is twice. But sometimes if they choose a big enough number, it can last the whole class period. And even if we didn't get like really, really close to the number, whoever got the closest to 66 without going over, by the end of class, they're the winner. So if you wanted the number to be 100, and then you can just do it that way. And then of course with the younger students, then you might want to make it a smaller number, like maybe 20, and then use the cards. Maybe you take out the king, queen, jack, or whatever. So I'll give you the values. The number values are the value that the number is. And then what we do is the A is 1 point, so that's 1. And the jack, if they got a jack, if I can find a jack in here, the jacks are worth 11, because the 10 is 10 points, the jack is 11 points. And the queen is, I'm sure you can guess it, 12 points. And the king is 13 points, so 13 points. So then we have the values of the cards, and we put that in there. And then so we just keep playing that throughout class. And you can play that with, that's why I say with the die or with dice, if that's what you want to do. Maybe with the younger students it's easier to play with dice. I just find it more fun showing them the cards. I even have a deck of cards with cats on them, different pictures on them. I have like 5 different decks of cards with pictures on them. I even have a Star Wars one. So yeah, I'm a Star Wars geek. So have you guys seen Solo? But anyways, I loved it. So using a deck of cards and playing a numbers game where they're building up to the number, that's one you can use with any age group. The younger ones, and that helps with counting, where you're counting. Maybe you want to use the little the ticks, instead of the actual numbers. You can use ticks, or you can, whatever you want to do to represent numbers with the younger ones, you can do that. You can draw circles. Maybe you're building up to 10. Then you can, take out certain values and make it to where they are only getting 1s, 2s, or 3s. 1s, 2s, or 3s. You can do it that way, where you're just going through the deck, going through the same deck of cards. 1s, 2s, 3s, 1, 2, 3, and they're adding 1, 2, 3, whatever. However you want to do that with your students, that's a game that you can do with any age group. The older kids like it because it's a card game that adults play pretty much. We just altered it a little bit, so the older kids like it. The little kids like it because it's numbers, counting, number configuration. So let me show you my reward system number 3. Alright, this is another one that is good for any age group. It's something that's fun. Money. Of course, money is fun for everybody, right? Yes, it's fun for any age. We want that money, honey. And so I went and bought this. I went to the Dollar Tree and got like this little cash drawer with the money and the little coins. I got that for $1. at the Dollar Tree. So whatever your local dollar store is, and it looks pretty legit. Besides it being like microscopic money, it's tiny. It's really small. So you can see how small it is in relation to my head or relation to my hand. So it's small, but it looks like the real deal, picture wise, picture quality wise. And so they earn money. $100, $50, 20, 10, 5, $1. $1. Yeah. You get it. You get it. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And so we have the dollars, and then we have the coins. These little coins, and then they have a copy on them. But dimes, nickel, quarters, if you want to bring real coins in the classroom, sometimes I do that because it's easier for them to see the detail on the real coins. So I do that. And then there's even the money clip. So at the end, we put the money clip in there. And then we talk about, for the older students, we talk about things that we want to buy with our money. With older students, you can even set a goal. Okay, something that you want to buy at the store. How much is it? And they can tell you how much it might be. And then they might tell you what it is in yen. Convert it to, if you're in America, USD or whatever country you live in, convert it to that, or yen or whatever you want to use, and then convert that if you need to, and then use the money and see if they can reach that goal as far as earning enough money to buy that thing that they said they wanted to buy. So that's one way they have a goal to set. You like, oh, we're going shopping. Yeah, you can get it now. You got the money. And so that's one thing that I like to do. The little ones like it because they see money. And so with the younger students, I try to stick to the smaller denominations, ones and the fives. So we stick to ones and fives, and then the big one is like the $10. Oh, you have $10! Yay! So they get a $10 bill, and then we'll talk about the money and look at the number. What number is that? And then different ways that we do it with the younger kids. And then there's a lot more you could talk about with the older kids with money, but money can be used for every age group, and that's something that they enjoy. Who doesn't like a board game, right? So I actually found these, like I googled board games to print. I think I typed that into Google, board games to print, and I went through and found whichever ones would print the most clearest. I found Snakes and Ladders, and I found this one, the Summer Maze. So what you can do, you can use little paper markers and put tape, and I use like one represents me and one is the student, and we race each other around the board. So the way we do it, I use the die, and I have a die on my little iPad and my phone. There's like a little app that you can use, dink dink dink, and it can roll the die, or a real one. If you happen to have a real one, use a real one, roll it, and that's how many spaces you get to go. So as a reward, we roll the die, then we play the game, and we get to go. And like Chutes and Ladders, Snakes and Ladders, if they get on a ladder, they get to go up. If they land on a snake's head, then they go down, 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 down. And then this one, they're just going through the maze thing from start to finish. And then if they land here, the arrow lets them go down, or they have to go back up, whichever way the arrow goes. So these are really fun board games that the kids like to play, the younger ones and the older ones. So we go through the board game, look, do, 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 and we jump through. So that's one that I like to do. I'm giving you guys some good stuff. I'm giving you all the secrets. All the secrets. So here's another one that I like to do. Remember, I did the video about if you don't have Manicam, no problem. I love Manicam. I'm not knocking it. Manicam and my computer don't like each other. So, it's not compatible with every single computer. Some computers have more problems than others, and my computer is old. It's been refurbished, and so I just don't have Manicam. But I'm not even sure if this right here would work on Manicam. But I use my phone or my iPad. It's available on Apple. It's available on Android. I've shared this in the Facebook DaDa ABC Teaching Fun group. I shared it on that group. I've also shared it on my own personal Facebook page, my teacher page on Facebook. But this is an app, and it's called Magnetic Alphabet. So let me show you. I'll show you what it is. You see that? So you can choose different backgrounds. You can change it. There's a Halloween one. And it's much bigger if you use your iPad or your tablet. Then of course it's much bigger for them to see. But you can choose different backgrounds. Now I only paid $3.99, and $3.99 unlocked everything. So if you use the free version, you don't get access to everything. But with the paid version, you have access to unlimited backgrounds, and anytime they come up with new backgrounds, you automatically get the update. It's not like you have to buy anything in additional, so you automatically get the update. And you see the little letters? All you do is scroll. You go to cursive, uppercase, lowercase, anything you want. They have pictures, numbers, symbols. You see, you just scroll through. And look, here's like some little, where did I see it? Some little fairy tale creatures, aliens. So let's go to a different background. There's an underwater one. There's even fish, mermaids, or whatnot that you can use. Farm. So there's farm animals down here too if you want to choose the farm. You can put anything anywhere. So say I wanted to do the school. So there's one with the little school background. So I have the school, and then I can just slide whatever I want to slide. Slide it from down here and slide it up. You just select it, hold it, slide it up, and you can even make it larger. So if you wanted to make the little creature a little bit bigger, and you can do that. See how I made it bigger? So yeah, different things that you can do with this app. The iPad or tablet's a little bigger for you to kind of play around with, but you can create scenes with that. So create scenes with the different people, the different things on there, and you can even change the scenes while the little characters are on the screen. So you see, it's the school right there. So if I wanted them to be somewhere else, now they are at the circus. So that's one thing, especially when you're traveling. This can really come in handy where you have your little backgrounds, you have your little figurine people that you can pop up there wherever you wanted to pop them up to, and kind of create a scene. So the kids really like this, and even the parents, if the parents are anywhere in the camera view, and then you bring this on screen, you'll even see the parents looking like, oh, because they want to see what's going on too. So I've seen the parents kind of come up to the screen to kind of see the scene that I'm showing, and then I let them choose the characters. My camera sometimes it takes a while to zoom, but I let them see the little characters on there, and they get to pick what they want. We talk about it. So yeah, it's fun. That's one thing. They have loved it. I've used it for the older ones. You can, the ones with the words, you can create words with like a solid background. You can play games with that, like maybe you scrambled the words up. Maybe it's a vocabulary word. You have the word all scrambled up, and now they have to move it around and say which letter should be first, which letter should be second. So that's one idea that you can use it for with the older students as well. So it's not something just for the younger ones. It's older ones, younger ones. All of these rewards are things that you can use for any age group. For those people that just want something, what's something that works for everybody without me having to buy this, that, this. So there you go. Now I know that was 6. I said 6, but there's one that I told you that I was going to show you when I did my last video, and it's the pickle reward. So are you ready for that? Okay, the pickle reward. I showed you this jar in one of my videos, and I told you I was going to make a pickle reward, and there's a pickle song that goes to it. I was just digging around playing on YouTube, and I came across a song, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. I'm going to make some pickles. It just so happened that my son, my youngest one, finished off this jar of pickles. It took him a few weeks. It took him like well, maybe 2.5 weeks to finish this jar of pickles off. I helped him too. So we finished this jar of pickles off, and I cleaned it out really good, aired it out. Still has a little bit of a pickle smell, but that's okay. It's not a bad smell. And what I did was I cut out pickles. I made pickles. I still need to do some more detail, like make it bumpy, draw some detail and lines on it. But I have these little green pickles that I cut out. I just cut these out with construction paper. So I cut out a bunch of pickles. Short pickles, tall pickles, but a whole lot of pickles have been cut out. And then I printed out, I found this Google Images of a pickle. Found this picture of a pickle. And so what I do, this is my pickle jar. And so what I do is I put it, I just mix up the pickles. I mix the real pickle up with the paper pickle, the real pickle. I mix it all up and I say, okay, are you ready? We're going to play. Every time you do a good job, I'm going to pick a pickle and we're going to sing the pickle song. Now, when you get the real pickle, we're going to do the pickle dance, okay? Are you ready? And so I'm just going to make the real pickle the second pickle just for the purpose of this video. But I really try to close my eyes and mix it up. And then, every time, they get a star. Yay, good job. Yeah, high five. And then here comes, they get a pickle later. Okay, you have a pickle. Ready? And so then that's when I play the pickle song. And it's a song that I found on YouTube. And so for this song, there's nothing fancy. I just have them listen to it and we sing it. Pa pickle, pa pickle, pickle, pickle. And the pickle goes into the jar. Yes, pickle. And then if they tell me that, going into it, I ask them about pickles. Then we do like a little lesson on pickles and we talk about the cucumber and how the cucumber is made into a pickle. They're like, oh, pickles. I show them a picture of the pickle and I ask them, have they ate a pickle? Do they like pickles? And then they're like, oh yeah, or no, I don't, or yes, I do, or they know somebody that eats pickles. And so that's something fun. They learn about pickles and they learn the word pickle. And we do that. Now, when they get the real pickle, there's a different song. So, pa pickle, pa pickle, pickle, pickle. And that's when they just get a pickle. And then we just dance it into the jar. Pa pickle, pa pickle, pickle, pickle. Good job. Now, when they get the real pickle, now that's when we get to dance. There's an actual dance that goes with that one. So, I have to go past this commercial. Okay, here we go. Ready? Oh, pickle dance. Oh. You got a pickle. Yay! And then look, you see the little pickles on there dancing? I tell them, I say, do it. So then they have to do the little pickle dances. Do it. And then we try to do the one on the end. Yeah, we have to do it. And so we do like the little pickle dance, and that's fun for us. They like to do the little pickle dance, and we practice going like this: pickle, pickle, pickle. So that's always fun. That's something fun that we like to do with the pickles. So that's how I do my pickle, with the pickle, real pickle, and the pickle jar. So if these are games or activities that you would like to do, I would love to hear how it worked out for you. And these are for any grade. Pickle, and if you get those students that don't want to dance, that's fine. Maybe they want to see you dance. You're like, okay, do you want me to dance? Okay, ready? Or you can say, okay, so I will do what you do. What do you want me to do? And they'll tell you what they want you to do. You can alter it based off of the student's personality. Different teaching styles, different learning styles, different personalities. So you can base it off of the vibe that you get from your student and tweak it however necessary. But this has been a big hit with my 12-year-old boy, a 12-year-old girl, a 4-year-old, an 8-year-old so far. Those are the ages that I've done the pickle with, just kind of experiment how it went, and they all liked it. The 12-year-olds sing pa pickle, pa pickle, and then the younger ones, they like the dancing that we do. That's their favorite part. So I would love to hear how these rewards work for you. And of course, when you're on the go and you're traveling, you probably don't want to take a glass jar with you. So with traveling, instead of just having the jar, I would put these in a Ziploc bag, and they would just earn pickles, and I just show them the pickle, like, you got a pickle, you got another pickle, and then we just count the pickles at the end, and then we look at the real pickle. We'll just do it that way when I'm on the go, because here in less than 2 weeks, I will be going to China. Yes, and I'm taking my pickles with me. You better believe it. TTF, what, FN. Ta ta for now.